Hello, and welcome to Rampant Pyanodon Season 5, Episode 6. If you're brand new, please watch the time-lapse map base tour, but otherwise, welcome back! Last episode, we expanded our base to grab some more quartz because we were low on glass, and we expanded over land. This episode, we are running low on native flora and nexit ore, and the only ones nearby are through sea. So this episode, we're going to take to the seas, beginning with a new cargo port. Alright, so this is the cargo ship build. I did do a pilot and I called it a success, but I kind of didn't like the design because it was kind of big and chunky. So I'm trying again. The first thing I do is I clear out a nice big space of water, and then I get to tinkering. I downloaded a mod called Inserter Trains, and they were meant to be used with the train stations, but I think they look good with the cargo ships as well. And they carry up to 264 items per second, which really just means one stack per second. And so because it's one stack per second and I have stacked items, I think normal inserters are actually faster, but I just love the way they look. I think it looks so clean and nice and big. So I will be using these instead, even though they are slower. Anyways, I get it up and I decorate it to make it look a little less bland. And then I do have a system in place where I have a stop in front of the real stop to make it wait for like a minute or two or however long it needs to wait so that we can have two cargo ships going and kind of perpetually loading and unloading. And that is basically my cargo ship. My cargo ship plan. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is then we can path it all the way to the new island. Once we're here at the island, obviously, we want to build the second port. Then we need to collect our native flora. And our last problem is that we need some way to power this. And I originally was going to drag power over like I did for Psych Manon's base, but I don't like the way it looked. So I created this. It is a fish turbine powered power station with accumulators to help when the fish power turbine output is extremely low, because as you know, they have about a 90% variance in their power output. And now that we have the power up and the collectors collecting, we can watch the native flora enter our cargo ship. So our power station was unable to supply the power we needed, so a couple of iterations later, we can say goodbye to our cargo ship and say hello to our cargo ship. Now, I'm not 100% happy with how the ports look, but for now, they're good enough. Once I hit logistics science, I'll be able to redo this yet again because I'll be able to add a real port logistics system. For now, I'm stuck to only single loops. But for now, let's go ahead and check this off the list and then go over a couple other random items that I accomplished. Alright, so I did things like expanding the empty barrels, dedicated kerogen, because my iron nexit antimony special alloy dedicated fuel stopped running, because my excess fuel stopped running, and my dedicated fuel stopped running because I'm out of kerogen. But I was wrong, actually, it's just because the fuel line was never connected. I also added light oil to excess oils because it was overflowing earlier. Alright, so now let's work on importing nexit. In order to mine nexit, we need some dino friends, and dino friends are made in creature chambers in my lab area. I already have all the components, so it's pretty much just plug and play. Alright, and now that I have these diggy diggies, before I can diggy diggy with the diggy diggies, I need to give them food, and they eat meat and guts. They also eat workers' food, but I don't think I can automate this at the moment, so I will be automating meat and guts instead. Alright, so this is my meat and guts build. I had a couple choices for what I was going to slaughter to make these, but the top two choices were Ogs and Vrox. And as you can see here, Ogs were a much better choice input, energy, and most importantly, space-wise. 113 rock paddocks is what I would have needed if I'd gone the rock path instead. Anyways, the build itself is extremely easy. I kind of just slammed 8 slaughterhouses down and built the intermediaries into the middle, and that's about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and then we just have to wire the augs down and the cages back up. And now that we're here, we can reconfigure the augs to cage them. And then we could plug it in. I forgot to deal with the blood, so I'm going to put a composter in. Okay, a little non-square, but we have cliffs, so what can you do? But next, let's go ahead and plug in the nexit ore and the port belt materials. Alright, that took some time, but now we have the magazines, shotgun shells, repair packs, meat, guts, fuel, nexit ore path, and ash path. Next up, we can just build the port. Okay, and as we sail into the new world, I realized that my military production has stopped. Namely, the magazine production had almost completely halted because I was out of lead ore, because I was out of acetylene. And of course, we can't protect land without our precious magazines, and so I first duplicate some raw coal into coal production. Then I duplicated the coal into acetylene production. And though that took a couple hours for the dominoes to fall, we eventually do get more acetylene into lead ore into magazines. And with the magazines flung again, we can start peacefully and methodically building out our brand new outpost. Alright, so Diggy Digland is now complete. These dino friends are so cute, but they're also very loud. So let's check this off the list, and with this, with any luck, this amount of raw nexit should be enough to satisfy my construction Pyanobot Mark I production needs. With that, we are brought to the end of the episode, so I'd like to give a special thanks to my patrons, Cody the Codfish Sample, Psych Manon, Zark, Sterling, Hollow, John Boy, Arrow 6, and Simpler Anglerfish. Thank you guys, and see you in the next episode.